How Warren Buffett made his first million. We all know that Warren Buffett is the greatest investor of all time and one of the richest people in the world. But he wasn't born rich. But how did he get there? There are two eras in his life and work. He made money in one by actively working. He put money into the second. If he made his money in the same way that one produces a giant snowball, the first phase would be like forming the core of a snowball, and the second period would be like rolling the snowball and developing it by rolling. Warren Buffett was born in Omaha, Nebraska on August 30, 1930. He is regarded as one of the world's most successful investors, with a net worth of more than $100 billion as of April 2021. At the age of 24, one of his first employment was at Benjamin Graham's investment partnership at a salary of $12,000 per year, which is about 120,000 USD per year in 2021 currencies. Graham was one of Buffett's Columbia Business School teachers. Graham retired and ended his business in 1956, and Warren founded Buffett Partnership Limited, which was primarily a wealth management organization. Unlike most wealth management firms today, which charge between 1% and 2% AUM, assets under management, Warren charged 0% AUM, but collected 25% of any commissions beyond a 6% cumulative return. From 1957 through 1968, the firm's average returns were 31.6%, with no negative years. His technique, as taught to him by Benjamin Graham, was to purchase a modest portfolio of on-sale stocks. Benjamin Graham advised buying between 10 and 30 equities, although Warren Buffett advised owning even fewer. The trick to identifying amazing firms is to assess the sticker price, intrinsic value, of a stock and acquire it for 50% off. Margin of safety of 50%. It's essentially the same as getting $10 banknotes for $5. From a very young age, Warren Buffett, trades, portfolio, knew that he wanted money for several reasons. It could make him independent. He could do what he wanted with his life. He could work for himself, doing what he wanted to do every day. He started selling chewing gum when he was 6 years old. He would go door to door in the neighborhood selling gum that he had purchased from his grandfather. This was the first snowflake of the massive snowball. From the age of 6 to 9, he sold Coca-Cola door to door and at beaches during family vacations. He sold used golf balls on golf courses when he was 9 to 10 years old. He found them in the woods and ponds and sold them to golfers until he was apprehended by a cop. At age 10, he got a job selling peanuts and popcorn at University of Omaha football games. He walked through the stands yelling peanuts, popcorn 5 cents, a nickel, half dime, fifth of a quarter, get your peanuts and popcorn here. At the age of 11, he found a book in a library called 1,000 Ways to Make $1,000. 1,000 into 1,000 equals 1 million. Opportunity knocks, stated the book. Never in the history of the United States has the time been so favorable for a man with small capital to start his own business as it is today. The book was published in 1936. There are even more opportunities today, but you cannot possibly succeed until you start. His plan was to purchase a weighing machine. People paid every time they weighed themselves on it. He planned to acquire more weighing machines with the money he earned. He was capable of compounding. Buffett declared in the year 1941, at the age of 11, that he would be a millionaire by the age of 35. His thoughts are always focused on business and selling. He had a crush on Dorothy when he was 13 years old. He wanted to take Dorothy to the movies one day. Her father opened the door, and because he was afraid, he tried to sell him a magazine subscription instead. He moved to Washington when he was 13 because his father was elected to Congress. He received a phone call one day from an adult acquaintance named Ed. "Warren, you are the only business person I know in Washington," Ed added. Ed wanted to get rid of 100 pounds of cornflakes and dog biscuits, and he had previously instructed his warehouse worker to transport them to Buffett's house. "Whatever you get for them, send me half," he said. Suddenly, his garage was filled with cornflakes and dog biscuits, which he sold for $100 and kept for $50. He then began delivering newspapers, overseeing 3 routes. He would wake up at 4:30 a.m., finish distributing newspapers by 8:00 a.m., and then go to school. He'd rush home from school to deliver the evening paper. Meanwhile, he marketed calendars to his newspaper customers. He'd also ask consumers for their previous magazines, so he could figure out when their memberships expired and sell them new ones. He filed his first tax return when he was 14 years old. His watch and bicycle were written off as business expenditures. He had more than $1,000 when he was 14. He had $2,000 when he was 15 since he was making so much money distributing newspapers. He meticulously examined the routes in order to save time and be more efficient. He invested in his father's hardware business and purchased a 40-acre property for $1,200. At the age of 16, he was pitching publications for $175 per month, more than his instructor's salary. Collectors may also buy golf balls and collectible stamps from him. He placed a pinball machine in a barber shop when he was 17 and divided the profits with the barbers. He had $5,000 at the time. If Warren Buffett's trades portfolio, riches is like rolling a snowball. The dollars and pence he made early in his career served as the snowball's core. Then he swiftly rolled it. Later on, Buffett instantly comprehended the concept of compounding after reading the book 1,000 Ways to Make $1,000. He needed to earn more money and invest it. The earlier he invests, the better, because he will have more time for the money to grow. He was also an early investor in the stock market. He wanted to go to the New York Stock Exchange when he was 10 years old. As a 10-year birthday present, his father accompanied him there. He purchased his first stock when he was 12 years old. He was reading Barron's and novels from his father's collection. His business experience was extremely beneficial to him. "I'm a better investor because I'm a better businessman, and I'm a better businessman because I'm a better investor," he stated. At the age of 21, he went to Jayco, spoke with the company's president Lorimer Davidson for 2 hours, and then invested 75% of his money in this one stock. He then sold Jayco shares to purchase Western Insurance, which had $29 profits per share but traded at $3. Then he purchased Union Street Railway shares, which was supposed to yield $50 in dividends but was trading at $35. He discovered it while attending shareholder meetings. His money was expanding at a rate of 60% every year. When he returned to Omaha and established his own fund, he first only invested for family members. Then he borrowed money from Ben Graham's acquaintances and previous clients. He was in charge of 7 funds and more than $500,000 in assets. His compensation for handling the money was rolled into fund shares. He was producing excellent results and collecting handsome payments. At the same time, his own funds were expanding through investment. This was the second stage of his snowball creation process. He rolled it swiftly, and the snowball expanded at a breakneck pace. And he became a millionaire at the age of 30. Not only this, in 2010, Buffett stated that acquiring Berkshire Hathaway was the largest investment blunder he had ever made, and that it had cost him nearly $200 billion in compounded investment returns over the next 4 to 5 years. Buffett claimed that if he had merely spent that money in insurance companies instead of taking out Berkshire Hathaway, those investments would have paid out hundreds of times more. Berkshire Hathaway is currently diversified, but the key to building wealth is to buy on-sale businesses in a focused portfolio. That's all we've got for you today. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments down below. If you liked and found today's video fascinating, please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be up to date with the most exciting things as soon as it's released. Thank you for your time. See you in another video shortly.